Hello, this is today's video review for July the 2nd. That's the Thursday. We're going to be looking at the NASDAQ futures as we normally do for the first 2 hours of trading. That's really all you need. We're not going to discuss any trades that are in addition to these trades that we're pointing out, other than to just mention that they are available. But what we're looking at in this video review is where price comes at least within a couple of ticks of our line, but essentially we're looking for clear cut price association with our line. So let's have a look at our first line for today. First thing we notice coming into the morning is we have resistance up here at about 38.5 drawn from this crest on our left. But you'll notice price cannot reach that crest, so we're not looking at any shorts through this point here, up through this point, or up through this point, okay? But as price rallies up, you can see it puts in a valley for this green up arrow. So down here, you can see if we're looking at taking a buy where the green up arrow is on our right, you'll notice that we are directly trading into our white dotted line, which is our mid. Now, this first green bar here that I've got a line through goes directly up into the mid, and then the market goes sideways. It's at that point in time you can realize that that white line energy is not pushing down, and you could take that trade. As price goes on up, you'll see on the chart on the left we have a crest at 33.75. Here, as price associates it, we wouldn't trade it. We'd be going directly into our midline. And then, of course, the same thing here. Price is actually breaking higher. So that's telling us that, this white midline is pushing higher. So we're not looking at this here as a clear-cut signal to be taking. Here, coming down, you can see we come down again through this 4430.25 from the chart on the left, and you'll see that we also come down into our white dotted line on the chart on the left, which is our mid. And this is a very strong combination that we teach in the course called the power mid trade. But this isn't one of our setups that we're discussing in the review. We're looking at specifically hitting this particular green line here from the left-hand chart and getting a signal, which we did not. As price rallies up, we're now back into the same crest that we were faced with before. And you notice how price goes higher, and we again trade down into this white mid. So again, we're not looking at that as a potential setup, but as price pulls on down through again, you'll see that we have a valley on the left-hand side. Now, this is backed up with our white mid, so taking this trade here is definitely a trade worth doing. We don't get up high enough. You can see the chart on the left has a crest at 38.50. We don't get high enough up to take a short from that level. Price does make quite a drop down from there. Now, as we scroll to the right, you'll see that as price goes lower, we retrace back up into our crest again, which is at 28.25. At 28.25, we have above us our white mid line. So this is a very doable short to be taking. It's also another trade that we teach called the power mid, and that trade worked out for a couple of points. As we went lower, you'll notice that price tried to rally back up to 28.25 several times, in fact, but unable to get up here. We're not calling that a trade because we didn't associate with that line, but there were ways to obviously get on that we teach, such as the AAA short. Now, as price came back down again into this green line right here, we would not be looking at taking this buy here because we're directly into our white dotted mid. And price pushes on lower. This trade up here, this is what we call our power mid. We're not calling that as one of those clear trades in this daily video review. But as we rally up to this crest here at 25.50, we actually do tag it and we get a setup. Notice the sell gives us plenty of room to get down to our white mid, and then as we bounce, our upper yellow maintains us for a short signal. Now as we come down, we see our valley on the left, 20.50. Again, we wouldn't be looking at a buy because we directly into the mid here, and of course out over here. Price continues to be managed lower. In our trade course, we teach the trade management, and that was the 2 hours of the morning. Plenty of opportunity and trades for the Master of the Universe course day trader.